Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me okay. I had to be outside because it's 50 and sunny in Boston and it's like summer here. This is the best it gets for the spring, so I'm gonna take it. So lots of things to talk about today. First of all, lots of new people in here recently, so I just want to say hi to you guys and welcome. You will find that this group is very different from the other indoor cycling groups on Facebook. That's actually the reason I made it. We are welcoming, we are always accepting. Hey guys, as you come on, say hello. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm outside, so it's a little different. So let me know if you have any trouble hearing me. So welcome if you are new. The best thing about this group, I think, is that it is an open space for every type of instructor, no matter how you teach. You can say anything you want within reason. We're all entitled to our own opinion in here, and I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that this is a safe space. I've had to kick a few people out for bullying. It is not, I have a no tolerance policy for that in here. If you do it, you're out. So that's the way that we keep it safe in here. And we keep this a good community. So just keep that in mind when you're making comments. You guys are welcome to disagree with each other, but just be respectful. That's all I ask. So welcome new people. The only other announcement I have before I get into my pet peeves today, which I'm really excited to talk about, we are wrapping up the Cycle Circle Champions Mentorship 3-month program mid-April. So I'm going to run a new one, actually late April. I was going to start at beginning of May, but I figured what the heck, why not get going with it? So summer for us instructors, especially if you're in a northern climate like I am, you get a little bit of a downswing in your members because they want to get outside in this beautiful sun. So it's a really good time for us as instructors to start working on our craft and get a little bit better. Things are quieter. You can really focus on what you're doing, right? You can get a little bit better. You can focus on your skills, your drills, all that good stuff, coaching, cueing, voice, everything. So if you're interested in the mentorship, if you're a newer instructor, I'd say like around a year or less, brand spanking new up to that point. 3 months, we go hard, we go strong. We're gonna get you confident. By the time the fall comes around, start filling those classes fast. So if you're feeling like you're missing something, you just wanna get your instructor career on the right foot, consider the Cycle Circle Champions Mentorship. I will post the waitlist sign up in here. If you're interested, just get on the waitlist. That's how you'll find out all the details. It's not a commitment in any way, but I am going to keep the group small. So if you're interested at all, make sure you hop on the waitlist. Okay, pet peeve time. So I have two. So again, you guys are entitled to your own opinions here. These are two things that really drive me nuts as an instructor, things that if I go to a class, is it windy, Josette? You can't hear me? Okay, I'll take it inside. Darn. I was hoping I could be in the sunshine, but I get it. Okay, going in. So, a couple things that really bug me when I go to other instructors' classes. Hi, Coach. So one of them is, and I've talked about this a lot before, and those of you who have been teaching for a while might disagree with me on this, and that's okay. Again, entitled to your own opinions, but something that always drives me nuts is when I go into a class and it's extremely obvious that the instructor is not prepared. They're coming in late, they're putting on their cycling shoes as everyone else is warming up, they're picking playlists, songs as they go because they didn't plan anything, they're coming up with drills on the fly as they go. It's very clear that they don't know the music well because they're not cueing along with it. These things, and I get, when you're an experienced instructor, I know some of you have been teaching for decades, it's pretty cool that you're confident enough that you go into a class without a plan and you feel okay and you can still make it work. But your riders can tell when you do that. And it's not a good look, right? Like you wouldn't go into any other job not prepared without your shoes on, right? So like, why do it for cycling? I think we want to be the best instructors we can be. I use every class that I teach as another chance to get better, as another chance to work on one thing. Let me do this one thing a little bit better this class, and the next class a little bit better. But you can't do that if you don't plan your classes. So personally, especially being an instructor, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way, if you plan your classes, if you go to a class and it's obvious the instructor didn't prepare anything, you're a little offended, right? Like you paid to be there, you showed up, you're spending your time, and they didn't even plan for you. So it's a little bit of a bummer for me. I get some people like to do the on the fly. It's exciting for them. I get it. So you might disagree with me on this, but personally, I think you need a plan. Whether you've been teaching for 5 minutes or 5 years, or 15 years or 20, whatever it is. Plans are good. Even if it's just, minimal, you don't need to take hours and hours to plan, especially as you get better and more experienced. But if you're good on the fly, imagine how good you would be if you took half an hour to plan a class, right? So that's a pet peeve of mine. I think it's very obvious when an instructor is not prepared and drives me nuts. So newbies are probably like, who would ever show up to a class without a plan? Oh my God. But it happens, especially as you get more experienced. So pet peeve number 1. Okay, number 2. And I don't have a lot of pet peeves, guys, because we're all different. Like I said, I love to see how people teach and grow. But personally, these are 2 things that I try to tell my instructors and my clients. I have seen this before. Sorry, my dog is going crazy right now. Agreed, you just can't be the last one in the room. That's right, Josette. So this one, so I've been traveling a bit, and I've gone to a few studios as I travel. I always love to see what else people have going on, whether it's locally near me or when I'm traveling. So this has happened twice. It surprises me. So in the middle of the warm-up, instead of the instructor getting off the bike and going to help, they yell into their mic for someone at the front desk to come help this rider. So here's the thing. I get that it's disruptive for the instructor to get off and to go help this person. But in my opinion, when you're in a class, you are there to make them feel safe and to make them feel good and to make them feel inspired. And it's your job to create that safe space, right? You want them to feel like you're going to take care of them. You got their back. Whatever they need, you got them. Whatever pace they want to go at, you got them. If somebody is having trouble even getting started, maybe they're brand new and you forgot to ask if anyone was new and you didn't help them, they're going to feel super insecure. And then if you call over the loudspeaker to get somebody to come in the room and go help them instead of just hopping off your bike discreetly and going and clipping them in or whatever it is they need, it's going to really freak them out and make them feel super insecure. Like everyone's watching them. They couldn't do it on their own. They're really embarrassed. And that's how they're starting your class. So for the rest of class, they're going to be so nervous that they're going to mess something up and you're going to call someone from outside to come help them. So a lot of you probably don't have this issue because if you're at a traditional gym, you don't have a front desk that you're going to call, at least not nearby. This is more of a studio thing. And it seems to be the way that studios work now. They don't want the instructor, they want the instructor to seem untouchable in a way. So the instructor doesn't help people set up. The instructor doesn't help people in the middle of class. It's always the front desk people. And I get the idea behind this, right? They want the class to feel smooth. They don't want disruption. But personally, like I said, I want my riders to feel safe with me. I'm the one in there. I'm the one running the class. I'm the one in charge of how they are going to ride, how they're going to feel. If I'm not making them feel safe, then it's not going to be a good ride for them, especially new riders. So I don't know if you guys have experienced this at all, or if you do it yourself. I'd be curious to know what you think. But I personally have a really hard time with this whole, almost like untouchable vibe for instructors. I think we want to create that connection with our riders. We want to make them feel safe. We want them to know that we have them covered. We have their back. We are there for them. We're helping them ride, right? And they don't feel that when you have to get somebody else in there. So curious what you guys think about that, because I have seen it a lot. I would love to hear opinions on it if you have them and if you do it. And yeah, so those are my pet peeves of the day. I don't usually have a lot of pet peeves for instructors. I feel like we all do our own thing, and I love that about cycling. We all have kind of we don't fit a mold, right? We all get to be creative, which is cool. But I'm sure we all have our things where you would never do X, Y, Z. I'm curious what those are too. So anyways, those are my pet peeves of the day. Curious your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. And I will post in the group the wait list for the mentorship if you guys are interested. We have a few weeks to go. I'm going to start peppering in some training so you could see what it's like. And then, oh, hey, Kim, there's one of my champs now. And you guys can see, you know, as we go through it, but you will want to get on the wait list because we're going to keep it small. So let me know. I'll post it and you guys can sign up there. Okay, everybody, I've been talking for too long. Pet peeves, if you are just hopping on now, you can go back and listen to the recording and feel free to leave comments. I'll always come back and check them. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. See ya.